up, y'all? It's your girl Maya back at it again today with another video for you guys. And today I'm gonna be basically giving y'all the tea, giving y'all the scoop on how I moved out across the country at 20 years old. I used to love watching these videos before I moved out, so I figured why not do it? Why not give y'all the tea? And moving out was a huge accomplishment for me. I'm now 21 and I've been on my own for about 8 months now. I haven't had to ask for help, none of that. Just been on my own. So yeah, I basically wanted to share that with y'all. I wrote down basically the whole timeline of events and basically how I moved out on my phone so I can go over it with y'all. And in no way am I saying that y'all need to do exactly what I did to move out. Just giving y'all some tips and tricks, telling y'all how I moved out. If y'all want to move out a different way, y'all can completely do that. But I'm basically telling y'all how I moved out at 20 and moved to Houston. I'm from Minnesota, born and raised. I moved all the way across the country. So yeah, let's just get into it. Okay, y'all, so first what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off in 2018. I graduated high school in 2018, and basically right after I graduated, my mom, she said, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. And she moved to Dallas. At the time, I didn't really want to move to Dallas because I didn't want to leave my friends, and I just graduated high school. I was trying to live my summer up. I felt like if I moved to Dallas, I really wouldn't have had any friends or made any friends or anything. So that's why I decided to stay in Minnesota. But I knew that I wanted to move to Texas eventually. I just didn't know whether I wanted to move to Dallas or Houston, which I chose Houston. And I'm glad that I chose Houston because I like it here. But yeah, basically my mom moved, graduated high school, my mom moved, and I moved in with my dad. So after I moved in with my dad, I quit my high school job. Well, my second high school job that I worked my junior and senior year of high school. I worked at Noodles and Company, and you know, it was a pretty cool job, pretty fun job, pretty chill, pretty laid back. But it was for high school. I was like, you know what? I'm out of high school now. It's time to move on to bigger and better things. And my friend, she had told me, she was like, you know what? I work at Buffalo Wild Wings. The pay is good. Like, it's the chillest job ever. So I went and I got a job at Buffalo Wild Wings. And y'all, that was the worst mistake I could have ever made, because that job sucked. That was the worst job I've ever had by far. Like, that job sucked so much. They literally, you would come in at a specific time and then you'd have to wait till they tell you to leave. People was racist there. Managers was just crazy. Y'all, that was the worst job ever. I worked there for about a month, maybe a month and a half. Yeah, I wasn't really feeling it. So yeah, I quit that job. And around the time that I had quit my job, I had broke my phone, and I've been paying my own phone bill since I was 16 years old. So I always had like Boost Mobile, because when you're younger than 18, you can't really get like T-Mobile, Verizon, Sprint, all that. You can't really get that. I was like, you know what, it's time for an upgrade anyway. So got me a phone with T-Mobile, and I had to spend my money. And your girl was broke, and I remember feeling like, dang, I don't ever want to be this broke again. Like, literally, I remember there was a point in time where my bank account, like my savings account, was literally like -$5, and then my check-ins was like -$1.65. I was like, are you serious? Like, I'm not trying to live like this. Like, I care about money too much to be broke. So yeah, I just really wasn't rocking with that. But yeah, I was like, okay, you know what, let me look for jobs or whatever. So whole time, I think this was like the month of July, I was looking for jobs, you know, applying to jobs every single day. And you know what, something sparked in my head. I was like, you know what about a car dealership? Like, that sounds fun. Like, how would I apply to that? So that's what I did. I applied to a car dealership, and I interviewed. I got the job on the spot, because no, I'm just playing. But yeah, I got the job on the spot. And basically the position I had applied for was a service runner. What a service runner is basically I would shuttle people to work. Like, they basically like drop off their vehicles and I would shuttle them to wherever they needed to go, work, school, wherever you needed to go. Your girl was here to drop you off. And at the time, I was driving a 2002 Buick Century, so I thought that it was really cool to be driving all these nice cars and stuff. The sound system would be banging on them. They'd be banging on them. You know, it was a really cool job at the time. You know, I just graduated high school. Oh, I just get to drive cars, cool cars for a living. Who wouldn't want to do that? So yeah, that's what I was doing at that point. And I also began to save money. I've always been pretty good at saving my money. Ever since I got my first job, I've liked to save money. So I began to save money. Then after that, I began college, which I never liked school. Never was good in school. I'm the type of person, I'm not gonna do good at things unless I'm really interested in it, and school never been something I'm interested in. So I started college just to kind of make my family happy and my parents happy, and it lasted a semester. After that semester, this isn't for me. I knew it wasn't for me going into it, but I just decided to do it anyways. So yeah, that's what I did. So fast forward to 2019. Look, when I tell y'all be on top of my money, I be on top of my money. So I had got my license in like December of my senior year of high school, and I've always been looking into ways to make money and stuff. So I was looking into DoorDash. There was this girl whose YouTube video I watched. I was like, you know what? That seems like a great way to make money on the side. So basically, I started doing DoorDash. I had applied exactly a year from when I got my license, got approved, got my DoorDash bag, started doing it in my little 2002 Buick Century. I remember I started on New Year's Day. So yeah, I started doing that and putting that money off on the side, and then I would basically go to work, and then after work I'd DoorDash. I'd also DoorDash on my off days as well. Anything to get some extra bread and put it in my savings. So after I started DoorDashing, I got my very first credit card, and I look to my mom a lot to do things. She definitely guides me in life really well. So she told me that I should get a Capital One secured credit card because I was looking to build credit at this point. I was like, I'm 19 years old. I need credit. Like, it's the perfect time to start building credit. So basically, with a secured credit card, and if you're looking to start credit, you should definitely get one. You basically put money down on the card. So I put $50 down on the card, and then they sent it to me, and I basically just spent it on gas. If you're getting a credit card, only spend 10%. That's what my mom told me. Spend 10% of it. Don't spend any more. That's how you build your credit, and that's how you get good credit. Make all your payments on time. Don't miss a payment. Don't jack up your credit, okay? If you're not responsible, don't get a credit card at all, because you're just gonna want to spend the money. And I'm not sitting here telling y'all to get a credit card and spend the money. No, that's not what I'm doing. So yeah, I got that. And when you get a credit card, it takes time to actually build the credit. I think it takes around like 6 months. So yeah, I just got that. Would only spend it on gas, only spend 10% of it. And now, I think last year or this year, they refunded me my $50 back, so I have it back. But yeah, I had gotten my first credit card. After that, what I did was my car broke, of course, because you know what, I'm Maya, I'm me. Life full of unfortunate events. So my 2002 little Buick Century, her name was Ruby. She broke. The head gasket went out on it, which is like a $2,000 repair. So I kind of had to think, do I want to put $2,000 down on a car, or do I want to put $2,000 to fix this thing? So clearly I went towards the better option, which was to buy a car. And it was very, very hard for me to get a car because I didn't have a co-signer and I didn't have credit, and I couldn't even get a car from my dealership that I worked at the time. I really couldn't. So basically, like I said before, I go to my mom for a lot of things, and she basically told me about this first car renters, or not first car renters, first car buyers program that Enterprise, you know, the rent-a-car place. They have car dealerships, so they basically sell their old rental cars. So she told me about their first car buyers program. So I went there, found me a car. You know, my car, it was actually a trade-in. So it wasn't a rental car, because you know, people be driving rental cars like it's not their own car. So good thing I didn't get one. But I got me a little 2012 Kia Forte. At the beginning, my interest rate was literally 24.99%. I would have spent like an extra $100,000. My face right now is literally how I have my face stuck on the screen. I clearly do not know how to do math, so I meant to say 10,000, not 100,000. Ain't nobody spending no 100,000 on a 10-year-old car. So yeah, I don't think so. On a car that is pretty old. Coming up now, next year my car is gonna be 10 years old. So I wasn't trying to do that, but at the time, that's just what I had to do. I had to make do, and it was with like some shady bank too. That was my lender, because nobody would take me. I didn't have any credit, didn't have any co-signer. So yeah, I had to get my car. I still kept door dashing, go to work 2-3 hours after I'm working, I'm door dashing, making that bread, putting stuff into my savings account. I got my car note, I got my phone bill, and I got what else? I think car insurance, credit card bill. Make sure all those are paid. Give yourself a little bit of money for some leeway if you want to have fun. Here's the money for that, and put the rest in your savings. That was my motto. So that's what I did. After that, this was very big for me, because 2017, 2018, a little bit of 2019, I used to go out and party a lot. When you live in a state like Minnesota, it's not like there's clubs that are bussing and that there's like a lot of things to do. So what you do is you go to little kickbacks, you go to parties, you go out a lot. That's just what you do. There's nothing to do there. So yeah, I would go out a lot, and I would sit over here and look at these people that was going out that was a bit older than me. I was like, do I really want to end up like them? If I keep doing this, I'm probably gonna end up exactly how they are, and the life they live in not seeming too shiny, not seeming too all good. So I was like, okay. And at the time, I would work Saturdays every other weekend, and I had to be at work at 7. I worked like 7 to 2 or 7 to 3, something like that. So yeah, I was like, okay, it's time to go. Because I was going out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday every single week. I would not see my bed, and it was just too overwhelming. It got to the point where going out wasn't even fun anymore. So I just had to cut it out. I was like, I need to focus on my priorities, which I did by stop going out, and I started coming to work on time, and I wasn't tired at work, and it was really just a big change for me. So yeah, I had stopped going out. After that, what I did was, my roommate, she told me, she was like, okay, you know what, you move to Houston, I want to move to Houston with you. And I was like, okay, bet. We started having meetings, we started making a game plan on how we was going to do this. And if you can get a roommate, if you have somebody that you trust and somebody that you feel as if you can live with, I definitely think that that's a good idea to go with. Roommates aren't for everybody, so just make sure that it's somebody that you actually can be a roommate with, because I don't want y'all to just be with somebody that you don't want to live with. Roommates not for everybody, but if you have somebody that you can live with, definitely do it, because you can save a lot of money. So yeah, she basically told me that she wanted to live with me, and I was like, okay, bet. And we started having meetings, planning things. Basically, when I started doing DoorDash, I was making good bread. Like, I can't even lie to y'all, I was making good bread. I remember one day it was like snowing outside, and they had like this additional pay that they would give you for working when it was like snowing outside or when it was too cold, and I would take advantage of that. I remember one day I literally worked 3 hours or 2 hours or an hour or something. I made $120, and it was like that every single day. So I was definitely getting bread. And later on in the year, I realized too many people were finding out about DoorDash. Too many people were signing up to work for DoorDash. Revenue was decreasing. wasn't really making the bread that I was making before, so I really didn't want to do it anymore. I didn't want to, so I stopped doing DoorDash and I got me a little gig. So basically one day, one of the customers at the car dealership, they were basically telling me what they do on the side. They say they work for these little promotional groups, and basically with these promotional groups that you can basically work doing like wine tasting. So you can be the person pouring the wine and giving people stuff for wine tastings. It's just a whole bunch of different gigs that you can get from these promotional groups. And I landed me a little gig doing cocktail waitressing for the Vikings games, which is our football team in Minnesota, in the Mystic Lake section, which is a casino. And it was so beautiful. Very nice sections that these people would sit in. Very nice. If I could put a video on the screen, I will show y'all. It had free food. It was just very nice. Free drinks, everything. So I'm doing cocktail waitressing. Basically, I got this whole row, and I would have like 8 sections. I think it was like 8 sections. So 8 sections, whole bunch of people drunk, just serving them liquor, tipping me every time I bring them a drink. And then I think I was getting like $18-20 an hour, and it was working for like 8 hours for each game. And I would do that every other week. And then one day, I guess I needed a clear bag or something. Ain't nobody told me the memo. They gave my job to somebody else. I lost it. And yeah, that was it for my gig. And also with that gig, what I was doing was I was putting all the money that I made from that gig in my savings. I told y'all I'm about my money. So savings, always just make sure you save. Like I had to stop getting nails. This was the first time that I've gotten nails in literally over a year, maybe even 2 years. You have to really focus on priorities. Like if you have a goal and you have a goal that you want to make, you might have to cut a couple things out. And nails was something I had to cut out. I just got these because I went to Atlanta. I'm about to take them off. I had cut that out, was saving money, all that. After that, I got promoted at the car dealership in November because oh my goodness, I forgot to tell y'all, when I was working these football games, I was also working at the dealership. And at the dealership, I was working like double shifts every single day because the other girl that was a service runner, she quit. And you know, basically I told my manager like, okay, I kind of want to move up in the company. Like I basically showed initiative. I started working those long hours. I was basically working 7 days a week every other week with working the games because they were on Sundays. And yeah, I was basically working 7 days a week, 6 days a week on other weeks. I was busting my behind. I was saving money. I was making bread. And I basically was trying to show my manager that like I'm willing to move up in the company because I was all about setting my foundation in life and making sure that I have a good foundation to go off of when I actually move. So yeah, that's what I did. And in November, I got promoted to an administrative assistant and I started working that job. Then here comes 2020. 2020, I feel like was like a blessing and a curse at the same time because we got COVID. Like I didn't get COVID, but COVID came around and that changed a lot of things within the world. So 2020 comes around, do my taxes, tax return, everything goes into my savings account. Told y'all I was saving anything and everything that I could. Then I had gotten my second credit card, which I got me a little Wells Fargo credit card. And oh my gosh, my camera's about to die. No, we gonna finish this. Okay, I got me a little Wells Fargo credit card and I refinanced my car. That's why I'm saying y'all make y'all payments on time. Build your credit. Because I went back to the same spot that I tried to buy a car from and said, look, I came to y'all a year ago and y'all wasn't trying to give me a loan. I'm coming to you a year later. I have credit now. This is what my interest rate is. It was a credit union too. You can get your car through a credit union. That's perfect. It went all the way from 24.99% interest rate to 3.99 interest rate. So I'm saving a lot of money by refinancing that. And I also financed it down by some years too, because at first I think it was like 8 years or 5 years, something crazy. And now it's only 3 years. I believe I only have 2 years left, because yeah, I refinanced it a little bit over a year ago. So yeah, I had the second credit card now, and I also got my vehicle refinanced. Then the pandemic hit, quit the car dealership. I was not trying to get into people's cars. I was too scared. I got asthma. I wasn't trying to do it. Got myself a little temp work from home job. And y'all, me getting this temp work from home job was literally the best decision I could have ever made. Literally. Because it was a temp job. It was only for 3 months. It was basically working for unemployment in the call center. And I got laid off after a month. And you know what? After I got laid off from working for unemployment, I got me unemployment. And that was a game changer. I already saved up the amount of money at that time from that job and my car dealership job, everything else I was doing that I wanted, but I also wanted additional money to start my business, Saucy Allure. Shop www.saucyallure.com if you want some cute clothes, okay? But yeah. I basically started working there, got laid off, got unemployment, which at this time, this is when they were giving the extra $600 a week. So I believe I got laid off in like April. So April all the way till like July, I was getting unemployment, which it was like $847 of free money a week. Hello, why would I not take that? So yeah, I was getting that unemployment. While I'm sitting here getting this unemployment, I'm like, okay, I need to come up with a game plan. Once this extra $600 ends, I need to get me some more money. Like, I need to get a job. So I started looking for jobs, applying for jobs in Houston. I looked for companies headquartered in Houston and was looking through their job positions and began to apply. And there was one specific place I was very interested in. And you know, I told myself, I was like, I'm gonna get a job there. I'm gonna get a job there. And I had applied, and a month later they had an interview. A few days after my interview, they told me that I got hired. It was perfect because it was a remote job. So I started off in Minnesota. They sent me my equipment and I started working there. And it was the perfect transition to move to Texas because they're headquartered here. So perfect transition, get to work from home. Like, that's what I'm saying, everything laid out perfectly, like in 2020 for me. It was a blessing and it was a curse at the same time. After that, I started looking for apartments because, okay, I have my job now. You need a job, you need to prove that you have income to get an apartment. So I started looking for apartments, started calling them when I'm on my break, calling them on my off days, asking a whole bunch of questions. Do you approve first-time renters? Do you accept first-time renters? Do you have this? Just ask a whole bunch of questions. Make a list full of questions and ask those questions. And sorry if I'm talking so fast, y'all. This just blinking camera battery light is just giving me anxiety, and I want to finish this video up for y'all. But yeah, that's basically what I was doing. I was just calling apartments and everything. And at the time, my roommate needed a job and she found a job, so we found a job. I had already had my list of apartments that I was looking for, and we applied. Next day, got approved. And at this point, we had a very short time because her job had started earlier, or well, I was already working my job, but her job, like, it started where she needed to be in Texas. So we had a week to do this. So I applied for the apartment, got approved. We moved down here in a week. We drove here. Y'all watch my moving vlog. You want to see that. Okay, y'all. So clearly, as y'all can see, my camera died. I switched to my other camera because I really don't feel like waiting for it to charge. And you know what? I turned this camera on and it's about to die too. So let's just finish this up. So yeah, basically, we both got a job, got the apartment, decided we was finna move in a week. Well, we had to move in a week. Applied, got the apartment, and we was on our way. We literally drove from Minnesota all the way to Texas. It was a 3-day mission. If you watch my vlog, you would know that it was a 3-day mission that we had to go through. But yeah, we drove all the way down to Houston. Then on August 31st, 2020, we moved into our apartment, which is this apartment here. And I actually just got approved for my second apartment. Y'all are gonna love it. I'm definitely gonna do an apartment tour, an empty apartment tour on that apartment, because that apartment's bomb. But yeah, basically that is my story and how I moved out at 20. My goal was to move out before I turned 20.
21? You stupid.
And I achieved it. So always just make a game plan. Basically, moral of the story, make a game plan. You can achieve anything that you want to do. Don't ever be afraid to take risks. That's one thing my mom always taught me. Don't ever be afraid to take risks. And people, they sit up here and they ask me, they're like, dang, like you moved across the country by yourself. Like, why would you do that? Blah, 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 blah. Don't be afraid to take risks. That's basically all I gotta say. Don't be afraid to take risks. Don't never let nobody try to bring you down or try to tell you what you can and cannot do. You do it and you prove them wrong. Basically the moral of the story. So I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. Hopefully y'all find some tips and tricks on how you guys can move out of the crib, and I hope that I helped y'all. And yeah, if you found anything helpful within this video, definitely leave it in the comments. Definitely don't forget to turn on your post notifications either if you like me, because you know I like myself. I mean, who doesn't like themselves? But yeah, like this video, follow me on social media at Mayatatyanna, and I will talk to y'all later. I hope y'all enjoyed. Bye.